Welcome to Warren 2009 Fantasy Football, the show.
Hey!
I am not worthy.
Listen, no, you are worthy. You are worthy. It was 4 points, man. 4 points. Came down to a Monday night game. I thought I was going to lose 4 games this season on Monday night.
Kicker against Cup, man. I was so hopeful Gay was going to just.
Which he did. He had
Gay. He had a good game.
Gay.
But he didn't. He wasn't gay enough, you know?
Not gay enough.
Wasn't gay enough.
Not gay enough. Yeah, I mean, dude, come on. Gabe put 14 points on the board.
I'm not upset. I would have liked the bye.
It would have. Yes. I mean, hey, listen. It's nice having the bye. Let's not get that wrong. But Cooper Kupp had to put up at least 20 points. You made the man have to play.
Yeah, true.
And well fought. Lou, just fun fact out there. We're not even like jumping into the rest of the games. Fun fact, I shared this with Louis yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Louis and I played each other twice this season. And our combined scores through those 2 weeks was 700 points.
That was the 200, 169.
Yeah.
And then
the
2 150s.
50s. Yeah. Almost 2 160s almost. Yeah. Like we really brought the heat. This was a complete turnaround from last season. It was crazy. 700 points in 2 weeks. That's crazy. But hey, everybody else, you put up a fight. What a crazy end.
Crazy ending. The one small little probability chance of Danny not making it actually happened.
It happened. And Dale almost, I mean, he dropped from 3rd to 6th.
6th, yeah.
Crazy. What a crazy season. It was literally to the end, pulling teeth. There were 3 positions available, and everything got shook up. So now we know the order. Guys, welcome to your postseason fate. This is how it is. 2 Scots down there in the Sacco tournament. Danny joins them, like you said, and Matt all the way at the end, 9th place there, cooked. And then the rest of us enjoying the postseason. Louis, you are one of the few matchups, the 2 matchups that are going today, this week, that is.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm just going to do a quick recap of last week.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Josh, you took me down 158, 154. I believe that was the closest margin of victory this week. It was. Off the rails, went off the rails, and then some. 207 solidifying his spot in the playoffs and jumping up into 5th. Taking down the hopeful Danny, 117.
Yeah, and 3rd 200-point performance this season.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Well done. Well done. Matt showing up big time. Not that it mattered. 142 over the now newly named Best of the Scots. 129 even. 129 even. We had our last under 100-point performing in the regular season. 77. CMC can go fuck himself. Fucked all of the Coop and Hills. Well, I don't even think if Lamar Jackson stayed in that anything of this would have mattered. He put up 137. Yeah. Tickle my Pittman, 117 over the other Scott, 100.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is. That's your Week 14 wrap-up. Like we said, we got the postseason ahead of us. There's a lot planned for today, so let's go ahead and just kind of jump right into it. We got Mr. Moneyball joining us once again. He's giving us Jonah Hill giving us some basically the end of season stats here. We'll go ahead and read off a quick email from him. Did you want to do it like last time? Just a quick back and
we'll
forth?
Just split it. Split skis.
You got it. I'll go first this time since I'm not eating a pepper. This is from Jonah Hill. What a roller coaster ride of emotions on Sunday. Danny gets blown out and misses a spot in the playoffs. There was a third 200-point performance this season and another victory over the free agent team. Boom, boom! Nicely done. I lost my spot. Okay, however, the free agent team still will get the last laugh after putting up 187.92 points and would have gone 9-1. Now, we have a breakdown of the team here and just some notable mentions from the free agent team. Big Ben is up there. Rashad Penny was up there. Jakeem Grant, Sr., Jalen Guyton. Just a couple of names to throw out there. The Titans defense got 21 points. Like, some of these guys are still available out there, guys. Hey, just throwing that out there. 80 players have been represented on the free agent team. 80 different players since week 7. That's when these stats were starting to be written down. With 10 making the team twice. 10 players making that team twice.
On top of this, our league has eclipsed 2,000 bench points for the season, 2,025.6 to be exact. This is 14.47 points per team per week, and only 2 teams averaged more than 20 points per week.
Oh my gosh. Last but not least, the alternate season had some small changes, but nothing too crazy besides Danny actually making the playoffs and Eric missing the playoffs. Final standings are below, and how the playoff bracket would look. We will continue to track how these players go out for the rest of the postseason and see the real results, see if it would have made an actual difference or not.
And the only difference being here, Danny and Eric making versus not making the playoffs.
And the other noticeable difference here is, Louis, you would have got the other bye week, given the alternate standings here.
Yes.
Okay. And, hey, good luck to those players playing this week, and be glad you aren't in the Sacroid Bowl. Sacroid!
It's about getting things down to one number. Using stats the way we read them, we'll find value in the players nobody else can see. Peter Brand, his character in Moneyball.
My character, his character in Moneyball.
Hey,
All right.
Those are my lines. Those are his lines.
So, yeah, not too much would have changed. It's all right, though. We still had ourselves a crazy season. In fact, we have somebody to break down the crazy season. Last season, we had him on a few times. Just kind of break down the season as we go along. But you know what? Let's get one full giant wrap-up of all the transactions this year. Let's see who made the list. Let's see who didn't. Sel McLeod is back. Merry Christmas! It's Transaction Talks. It's Transaction Talks. Welcome, Scott. Welcome.
Welcome.
You have made it back. We love Transaction Talks, but this year we thought we'd do one big, large drop on everybody at the end of the season.
Boom!
Thank you for, coming back and doing the segment again with us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always thrilling to go back, look and see how everyone spent their money wisely and stupidly with any fab transactions. Kind of look back and see a little bit of the trades that have been happening. The whole ins and outs of the minds of the managers.
Yes. I'm very curious as to what you got for us. So let's jump into it, man. I'm ready. What do you want to start with?
Perfect. Transaction talk. We are going to start off and take a look at some of the trades that had gone down this year and didn't go down, which was kind of interesting. I'm one that's kind of almost snuck past me. Trade number 1 that had occurred was Mozart given to Chet for Ayuk. Given to Matt. This happened way back in September 2nd. First trade of the season.
Right.
And question is, where are they now? Where are the players? Well, Mostert is on IR. Got a solid 2 points for Chet. And Ayuk was dropped by Matt And now he's sitting on Ranicki's team with the Misfit Toys. Out of taking a look at everything, all the stats, even though Matt no longer has a uke after, short amount of time. He only kept him for like a month or so before he dropped him. I think he still comes out ahead in this trade because his player is still active and not on the IR spot. Sorry there, Chet.
Winner.
Chet has a theme going for this year, and it was just broken players.
Yes.
Trade number 2 that had happened was once again involved Chet with Jacobs and Eric getting Kittle, which I remember when this one happened. It was kind of a pretty hot topic since Kittle was still a little MIA. He was going to see if scoring up a tight end for Eric would actually pan out. Where are they now? Well, they're both in playoff standings, so they kind of both won a little bit there, but I'm going to say it goes to Eric with Kittle. Now, ironically enough, each of these players in the long run, since that trade, have scored them each 139 points. Kittle got Eric 139.6. Jacobs got Chet 139.8. So that was like the most even P for P right there.
Okay.
These two managers, they're touching peas. They're touching peas.
Ginger.
Now, the big thing though, I'm going to give it to Eric. The tipping point was the past 2 big weeks for Kittle, who just absolutely dominated to catch up. Jacobs kind of had a nice long standing, but with Kittle coming through with that 43 and 31 big back-to-back weeks, I think he's honestly the reason that Eric was able to make it into the playoff spot, get that win. So, that final little push got him the victory in that trade.
I have to agree. That Kittle just exploded at the right time.
Yeah, he did. Had tight end power that I used to
Well,
have.
and that was the other thing, too, is he already had Hawkinson, who was doing great at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it confused me. And then Hawkinson goes down, and Kittle's
And he was ready.
right. Yeah, he was ready. So it worked out in the end.
Because he even got Kittle when he wasn't even playing. Yeah, he was injured.
Yeah,
So he was kind of getting someone that you didn't know what the future is going to be.
Yeah.
And out.
There you go.
Trade number 3 include Jones Jr. given to Rob and Davis. Ooh, you remember him, don't you?
Yeah.
That was done near the end of October. It was a big trade month in October. Well, where are they now? Louis, do you know where they're at now? Corey Davis? IR.
Yeah, he's
Held
gone.
him for a little too long. Which
I
is
started him the 1 week I needed him, and that was about it.
Yeah. Couple weeks too long. And I jotted down here that the 1 week that he had his big pop, which would have played out for you, you still lost that week. So even on his absolute best, Corey Davis couldn't pull through for you when he pulled out. So
He's out of here.
All right, so Davis is on IR. Who was the other one in that trade?
Marvin Jones Jr. Where is
Marvin
he at?
Jones Jr.
Tell me where is he?
Where is he now?
Where is he?
It looks like he is back in the hands
Full
of
circle.
Couldn't keep Marvin Jones Jr. You can keep the gay out of Marvin Jones Jr., but you couldn't keep Marvin Jones Jr. out of the gay.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
He came home to daddy.
So you got him, you traded him away. Luckily, too, you were able to scoop him back up for that little zero bucks there. So good work on that. Good work on that. Our 4th trade here, bounce this one on over to our other host here. With we had Perrine and Booker between Josh and I.
It was the
Where
trade
are they
of
now?
Yeah, where are they now?
Well, Perrine's in playoffs, and Booker, him and I guess we got to buy, so that's kind of nice. We get the week off.
You got to buy. We're good looking at the positives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at point wise though, and this one was a little tricky because you made playoffs, so you had to, even though he was on the bench, he was good backup there. 23 points since the trade. Booker got me 52 points, but he couldn't necessarily pull through in order to get me into the playoff spot. Part of what gave me the decision, though, for giving Booker to me, if I can get here, was the fab dollars that we had spent on each of our players.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because I traded Perine away. I paid $18 for him.
Mhm.
Josh, Devontae Booker, you paid $27
That's
for him.
correct. Yep.
So the reason I gave it to me a little bit with that, just because not to toot my own horn for it, but I was able to save some fab dollars with that trade. Get the more expensive guy. But
Yeah, you heard it here first, guys. If you want to trade with Lyjack, spend high in the waivers, and then offer him a trade.
exactly.
That's when you see the value. That's the value.
Trade number 5 here, a big blockbuster trade of the season.
Yes.
Where you had Tyreek Hill, Alex Collins, Chris Carson getting traded to Robbie. Robbie trading over to Matt. The two Cooks, Brandon Cooks, Dalvin Cook, and Alexander Mattinson.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they now? This was another tough one here for Robbie.
Yes.
Mattinson's on the COVID-19 list, as is what seems to be the league,
Yes.
as everyone's just kind of dropping on with it. I don't know, it's a cool thing to do now. I don't know
is.
I don't get it. They're just right in time for playoffs. They're trying to screw around with people. So, but Cook, as we all saw him absolutely explode in this most recent week with those 44 points. That alone is, I think, won the trade there.
Yeah.
Not so much the fact that Collins is questionable and Carson is also on IR
IR.
for the entirety of the season,
Yeah.
which, so Matt gets the win of the big blockbuster trade for there. And then ironically, you could almost see the panic in Robbie after he made that trade. This I didn't know until I started diving into the stats, but there's a trade that didn't happen. The 6th trade that never was. There was a trade that was vetoed and did not go through that was between Robbie and Ranicky.
Yes.
So it was for Nick Chubb and Dan Arnold would have gone to Robbie, and Robbie would have given up Alex Collins, Darren Waller, and Chris Carson. And that all happened within 12 days of the blockbuster trade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And as soon as that didn't go through, Robbie had dropped him. He was like, all right, if I can't trade him, didn't want him to fill up the IR spot. It was the trade that never happened, but it was vetoed. I don't know if I had seen a trade be vetoed in quite some time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting. He was in panic mode for sure. I also like how he was going to trade away both of us. Seattle running backs again.
He's like, I want him. I don't want him.
Yeah,
So there we have it.
Okay.
Those were our trades. The heaviest trade month I noticed was October. That's when all the activity was kind of going on, and then everyone kind of settled into a groove. The big blockbuster one, yes, it was November, but it was on the 4th. So I think that means that talks of it probably would have even started in October. So for anyone thinking about trades or anything for the following seasons, October's the hot month when everyone's feeling loose, giving and grabbing.
That's when the season gets a little spooky.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hey.
Now we're in the giving season. So I'm just, throwing it out there. But, if anyone wants to give up their playoff spot to someone in need,
Yes.
it's the season. Hosts, any comments? Offers?
I'm just here so I don't get
fined. Touche. You guys are spending too much time together. So Suddenly you guys are matching hats and you start matching your sentences.
We're both in the playoffs.
Both in the playoffs? Yeah.
Yeah, twinsies.
Man,
Yeah.
good.
Yes. That being said. So the giving season.
Well,
yeah, no.
I guess
No.
I already
Yeah, I know.
donated to the poor. I have no change in my pocket. I don't have debit or credit. I gotta go.
gotta
Bye. My car's on fire.
Well, I guess then we could move over to, with the giving segue to what people tried to give for all of their players. Get a little bit of fab talks in here. And there were some fabulous transactions that were going down and also some really dumb ones. Some provocative ones as well.
Some provocative ones.
Yeah.
Was there a 69 dropped?
Louis?
There was. There was. There absolutely was.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
More comments on that later. Season kind of kicked off here with Eli Mitchell. $21 was kind of a big drop by Danny near the beginning, which felt like so soon in the season. It's quite a big chunk to look at almost a little over 1/5 of your budget, and also Danny was normally known for having the most fab dollars. He's very frugal in the way he spends, and to kind of come out swinging, it's quite a bit. It's almost like you could see the panic in his eyes from the very beginning, and he knew that he would end up here with all of us rejects.
I was about to say, where is he now?
Yeah, where is he now? I actually have him here. Playoffs? No. So.
Yeah, we're not giving you a playoff spot either, Danny.
Sorry about that, Danny. Next up, we had a good Jalen Hurts, $9 gamble there for Matt, which, I guess decent-esque, Where is he now? Playoffs? No.
No.
Didn't help, but Jalen Hurts ended up being ranked 10. So,
yes.
I think that was a pretty good $9 pickup there, and for most of the season, he's held on to him there. So
yeah.
at least he's done him a little bit of justice. Good spend.
Good spend.
Yeah. Mark Ingram, number 2. That was an $11 hit over that Robbie got him. Didn't have him for too much long as he ended up going for $9 to Josh. Decent pickup. Later, he was dropped, and Chet and Eric also picked him up, both for $0. And I noticed that every single person that had Mark Ingram on their team is now sitting in playoffs. So this year, Mark Ingram gets the title, Mr. Playoffs. Touched every team. If you wanted to be in playoffs, you had to pick up Mark Ingram for nothing or a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski, Chet got him, which I know he was kind of a little bit of in and out of some random, is he injured, is he not? Felt like he didn't have such as great of a year as a tight end. Ended up being number 29. But there's a tie again there's a tie with Eric. They seem to be right on par with each other. I noticed a lot of similar moves that these two were going. So with that tie out, that was kind of the first inkling of their battle for the playoffs and for each of their players throughout. They were stepping two right with each other whole season.
Hand in hand. It was adorable.
Cordell Patterson, Eric picked up for a solid $11. And rank 32. Yeah, I actually had him put down. I started to say who's the best contender for the number 1 fab pickup. And as I started going through, I didn't find a number 2 contender. I honestly think that was probably the kind of the pickup of the year. So shout out to Eric for that good scoop up. I remember was it a couple years ago when he scooped up New England's defense right at the beginning for a nice little pickup. So he's got that early bird eye.
Does.
Good $11 spent for a player that was no one could spell his name and no one knew where to put him because he could play so many positions.
Plus, I think he was like third string too, and at the time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but worth every dollar.
More positions than pronunciations. Emmanuel Sanders, $6. Again, going to Eric there. So what do I have here? Rank 121. Second best. Danny had picked him up and dropped him, and I scooped him up. But I had another little note here. Now I forget exactly what it meant, but it just says Emmanuel Sanders, $6 to Eric, second best to Danny Scraps. So clearly he's just picking up little Danny Scraps and taking them to playoffs there. Zach Moss was one of the most players that kept constantly hearing getting trades thrown at me. Robbie spent $11 on him, and then Matt spent $25 on him, which $36 total for Zach Moss. I'm not sure what year this is when you're starting to look at those fab dollars that were sent over. Zach Moss wasn't even not even doing that great. He's rank 180. He barely had any games after the second half of the season, over 10 points, and all these fab dollars are being dropped on. A couple of questionable moves, and I think once again see some panic out of people that didn't make playoffs there. Matt. Kenneth Gainwell. Some people out there that are cringing at that name now. Eric got him for $0. Chet got him for $14. Danny got him for $18. And he was drafted. This Kenneth Gainwell made the rounds, and 4 games he had over 10 points. 4 games throughout the year. And with these 4 different managers, not a single game he was owned in those 10 breaking points. Every single time somebody dropped him, he would score over 10. Someone would spend money or try and pick him up. Do nothing. Get dropped. Have a good game. Make someone spend fab dollars again. So his award title here for this season is the number 1 duper. He's the duper of the season, He's like, hey, pick me. And then he just kind of squats on the bench. Yeah.
It's a trap.
It is a trap. Then we already chatted on this. Pre and me picking him up for $18, getting him for that trade. Damian Williams. Ow. Yeah. Willie, how much did you spend on that sexy mofo?
69.
And how long did you hold him for?
2-3 weeks. Then I saw Khalil Herbert, and I was like, fuck this guy.
I think Damian Williams' shining moment for you was his negative 0.3 point game for you, which is the smallest amount of points I've ever seen on such a big purchase before. Hats off to you for shelling out the.
Hey, he got me 15 points in that week 5 game.
Yeah. Suppose
that I can math out now what that dollar per point right there.
Yeah. Then you take the negative points backwards.
Yeah. Take the negative point. A little over 4. 4 and 5.
Did not score. Yeah.
The next bet, though, people were high and mighty for him. $33 was the next lowest bet for it, and then $31. So, people were willing to drop a pretty penny on him. You just dropped a sexy one.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Booker, Josh, that's when you scooped him up 27. A little bit after that.
So, yep.
D'Ernest Johnson. Scoop up by Raneke for $18, and then dropped, and then scooped up by Robbie for $21. Shout out to both of these managers because they actually scooped him up right before his 2 best games of the season. So they were able to zone in on his talent, drop the appropriate amount of dollars, put him in that lineup, secure that W, and some make it to playoffs, some don't. But I mean, good eye and good well spent. Shout out to that fab pickup there.
Hey, shout out.
And then this one I always appreciate because I feel like we're good for at least once a year for this to happen, and I still don't understand how it happens, but I love hearing your explanation here, Josh. In Lavixa Chenault Jr., where
Yes.
you got him for $0, but you beat yourself into drafting. So it was you versus you, and you got him for $0 still. How come there's consistently at least one fab transaction every season where you are going up against yourself and barely beating yourself?
I'm
to get that player.
You know how they say you're your own worst enemy? Like I just pressure myself. I push myself to the limit. $0 fab bid versus a $0 fab bid. I just thought, yes, that was the no.
And
I
one
love
of
how
you got the lesser claim,
Yeah.
lesser priority.
I love how it pops up too, but like I plan ahead, and I sometimes have like 8 transactions lined up. Like, hey, I really want this player. I'm gonna drop Laviska Shenault. Okay, but I also want this player. So like, if Mark Ingram gets taken, I'm gonna have a backup transaction to still get this guy, and drop Laviska Shenault or something like that. So I always have kind of like 7 moves waiting, and I beat myself out.
You're
Well
still
done.
playing chess, huh?
All the time, never stop.
Fantasy chess. There you go.
I never stop. Chess is always happening.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I got a kick because I almost wanted to go back into last year's transaction talk because I know that there was an exact situation like this last year.
Oh yeah.
I think even years prior. Jeremy Nichols, $41 slapped down by Chet.
Bam.
Boom. Flip-a-doo. He could have spent $14 and got him. I think he just mixed those numbers up. Spent 41, could have done 14. The amount of time that he had him, less than a month, which means that Chet paid over $2 a day for Jeremy Nichols and only got 7.9 points out of that. Which,
Chet, how many times are you going to do this, Chet, before you get PTSD? Like Corey Clement,
that's so
Jeremy Nichols.
that's such a bad. It's that's tough. I mean, Louis, I know yours. I think you had a worse point per dollar spread for it.
Oh yeah.
But I think the gap between the fab spent and what needed to be spent is just too big in that $41 drop there. Another dumb drop or fab drop was $25 for Adrian Peterson, which
It had to be done.
it did have to be done.
Somebody was going to do it.
There was a lot of people that were going for it. Danny was pretty pissed off, I know, because he also put in 25, got that lower waiver priority and couldn't get it, but it actually worked out to Danny's favor. Not so much with Adrian Peterson because he is NA right now, not even available to have. But Danny was able to scoop him back up later for $0. So I appreciate Ranicky shelling out all that money for him and then dropping him within 2 weeks for Danny to get him for nothing. But he was a hot contender. Robbie put in a bid for him. I put in a bid for him. Eric put in a bid for him. There's a lot of people going for AP, which kind of like Zach Moss. Like, what year is it?
What year is this?
What is going on? Devontae Freeman, I got for a nice $24 there, which kind of like he did me some justice. Not playoffs. Where's he at now? Not playoffs. We got a bye week, which I guess is impressive.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
guess.
Yay, bye week.
It's a bye week.
it's a mandatory.
It's a mandatory bye week.
You need to
forced
rest.
sit here and think about our decisions throughout the
Let
season.
you stew.
Yeah. Which this one, I will admit, I mean, it was an extra paid for. The next bet was Josh. You put $5 for him, and that was it. So probably spent a little bit too much for what he didn't necessarily do for me. But Van Jefferson Jr. This did pay off. Spent $1.
Yep.
$1 for Van Jefferson Jr. and he's gotten me 43.7 cents.
Yeah.
So
that was good.
It's a good ratio. 43.7 points per dollar. I'll take that. Where are we now?
Where are we now?
Playoffs, fighting for our life to stay out of the cage.
Which I gotta say, you would not have had Van Jefferson had this whole OBJ business not gone down. Like if the deal was never made, I was never dropping Van Jefferson. It was not gonna happen.
And I don't even know how just that $1 snuck through. I was just like, yeah, I guess I'll put $1 on him. I think I just needed someone for around then, and like I think I threw it on like a Sunday, and then he wasn't going to be available. Hopefully, I was going to get him for that Monday night game for it, and it worked out. Eric was the only one that put a bid on him, but he put zero.
Right?
So beat him out by the $1 for it. The last kind of little notable one before this big kind of bust time here was KJ Osborne. Eric got him for $21.
Nice.
So best game that he got him for 15.8 points. Got him the W for it. Again, good little pickup there in order to skyrocket yourself into playoffs, which I now have to call my bank and have them stock up their $2 bills because I made a bet that I would give him a $2 bill if he made playoffs. And apparently my bank refuses to stock up on them, so I have to put in a specialty order, which is
change banks.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Hey, First Midwest, they got billboards on the highway. Pretty exciting.
They may be FDIC.
They're doing really well.
But
once you see that billboards pop up there,
Yeah. All right, so you got a bus stat here for us?
Well, the one thing that today, Rashad Penny.
Yes.
$43. A big ol' I got really no money left, so let me just spend it pretty much all drop so that way I can not be in the cage. Ranicky move.
Yeah.
Although everyone was going after Penny.
Yeah.
The best of the Scots. I fucking hate that I had to say that. The best of the Scots, Dale. $30 was the next offer. Good name change for actually making playoffs here for us. Matt, $22. Eric throwing out 18, which tied yours, Louis. Josh, you threw in the 5. Chet doesn't have any money left, so the only thing he can do is 0. Couldn't compete with the $43 Fab gamble there for.
Chet's doing his best.
Yeah, which
that's great.
Pretty entertaining.
So that's the end of it too, right? That just happened just a couple days ago.
That's pretty much the end. And one of the other things I kind of noticed too is I started jotting down a couple of stats here about throughout the year that I think is kind of a little underrated, and I don't know if this is necessarily a strategy that Eric was trying to do on purpose.
Okay.
But by being absolute garbage through the entire season, he was able to win 5 out of the 6 ties that he had for $5 because he kept having lower waiver priority. So because he was sitting at the bottom of the barrel when he would tie with Chet, tie with Danny, just throwing his $0 for a defense and get it from someone, he won 5 of the ties. Lost
Wow.
1.
That's crazy.
The only other person to win, Chet won 2 ties for it, and everyone else lost every single one of their waiver claims that came into a tie. Danny tied twice, lost them. Robbie tied once, lost it.
Lost
Josh, you had 2 ties, and you lost both of those. You
Yep.
did have your 1 win against yourself, so I'll give you that. And then Ranicky did have one win for the
Win on the
ties.
tie.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. It's lay low, and then all of a sudden at the last 2 weeks, make sure that your tight end that you traded for just absolutely destroys the competition and sneak your way into playoffs.
Yeah. That's the move. That's
Yeah.
the move.
That's the move.
Yeah.
I think Louis, you did that when you went 0-5. You picked up Mark Andrews, and he carried you to the playoffs, like verbatim.
Only after Eric had dropped him.
Yeah.
Well, you know why? Because he dropped him because Eric wanted to drop in standings to get those tie victories.
Yes.
To get that's the strategy.
That's the strategy.
You gotta drop down to come back up.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Well, thanks. We appreciate it, Elijah. Thank you for some transactions here. Having us relive the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I do what I can.
The high and the low points.
Yeah, pretty much through the highs and lows.
Through the
We
highs
appreciate it, man.
and the lows. Anytime. Always here for some good old transaction talks for you boys. As always,
I mean, go sports.
go sports.
Hey, yeah, and enjoy your bye week. Have fun.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys also enjoy. You guys put in a lot of work. I'm really actually impressed at. I was worried because last season you both were at the bottom. I'm glad to see good cheerful faces when I tune in to the show. It's pretty nice. I love the energy. I was worried that you were putting way too much focus in on the show and not enough on your teams. But this year, I think you guys found that perfect balance. So, keep them on, but hats off to you,
Oh, hey. Yes, thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's off indeed, sir.
That's off indeed. Best of luck, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. This has been Transaction Talks.
Oh, my
Love
God.
it. So we are reliving our season through the transactions. Crazy. And a lot of fab went down. I didn't realize just how crazy the season was. In full. I forgot you dropped $69 in 1 week. I forgot that.
I did too. It was like so long ago.
Yeah, it was so long ago. Totally forgot. But guys, we still have more to the show. We have more people to bring on. There's only 2 games going on this week. So why don't we just have these guys on? Let's
Bring them on.
Let's bring them on. Bring them on. Lou, you are part of one of those games.
Oh, indeed.
Ooh, indeed. It is time to bring on. Ooh, we got them both.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just rolling on in like the Alabama Tide today on early signing day. Let's go.
Hold tight.
Look
Hey.
who it is. Look who it is.
Gentlemen.
Jet's mouth.
Gentlemen, welcome back. You guys are
His
back.
neck.
Snecker. Guys, before we get way too into these things, I do have to say one of the contenders could not be here today, so we have a message to relay to you guys.
I have a message for him.
I bet you do. Oh, wait. Why is that not working? Oh, no.
Try harder.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to.
It is with great regret and a heavy heart that I cannot be there with you tonight. I can only hope that I could be so blessed as to have the opportunity to return again next week. First, I would like to extend congratulations to my competitor this week, Chet. They all said we couldn't do it, and look at us now. One of us destined to lose this round, the other destined to lose next round. What a wild year it's been. But more importantly, I would like to send a message to Scott Lyjack, and that is that he owes me one $2 bill, and I have the pay slips to prove it. Once this episode drops tomorrow, please let me know, and I will send that slip to the group for verification. Thank you all very much, everybody. May Dodge forever be in your favor, and go sports.
So, yeah, there's your competitor for you there, Chet.
Well done. Well done.
There you go.
Not a little bit today, and, can't be mad. We both started off real shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And against all odds, here we are.
And here we are. Yeah, dude, congrats. Chet, congrats. Dale, congrats on hanging on by the hair on your chin.
Hang it in there.
Yeah, I couldn't change the team name last week because knowing my luck, if I would have, I would have put up like 70 points, and Danny would have put up 170 and passed me.
Yeah, you didn't want to tempt the fates there. It was
Yeah,
Not
bad,
worth it.
bad omens.
bad omens. Before we get even further, Dale, you said you have a couple of stats you want to share, right?
Yeah, I put together just kind of both matchups trends from scoring and kind of see how the teams compare versus each other, kind of the tail of the tape. So if you don't mind, I'll start with Mr. Michna and his fierce competitor who had a call in today. So let's see if I do this right. There's that. So,
I like where this is going.
Ooh. Charts.
Yeah.
I love charts.
Charts. Try to make it simple and easy. Chet's averaging 120 points per game. Eric's averaging 133.76, so a nice little 13.6 point lift for Eric. Eric has outscored Chet every week but 4 of them.
You're saying that.
I'm saying there's a chance. Because the good news is you both kind of plateaued week 9 and 10, and you've both been going up until last week. Obviously, Chet, you took a little tumble, and Eric just went to the next level.
I
Now,
would say 100 is not really a tumble. I think that's respectable.
Give me
It's
some
a
credit.
tumble. It's a tumble.
it looks worse than what it really is with the way Eric moved up. And that was our third 200-point game of the season, so super exciting to see another
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Now, we've been tracking bench points all year, so if we go look at optimal lineups, it actually gets worse for Chet.
I mean,
Unfortunately, you've only outscored Eric 3 times instead of 4.
99-point game, week 5. Hardly over 100.
Yeah. And then last 4 weeks, you guys have both been on fire.
Yeah.
Chet, you're averaging 141. Eric's 147.8. You know,
Win.
with the bench points, that gap closes a little bit more, and you guys can see you guys are 7 and 1 combined. It doesn't matter if it's real points or optimal points. So you guys are both doing the right things right now. Nice, both probably the 2 hottest teams in the league.
Yeah, for sure. Shame you guys got to play off against each other.
Right. So he's definitely saying there's a chance, Chet. Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah, I would have rather Scott won last week, and then I could play him since his team's not, rolling with 200 points.
No, you'll see our side of the bracket's pretty ugly, Louis, when we flip over to that PowerPoint, but we can dive into the Chet Eric matchup a little bit more before we flip
I'm
on
in.
over.
I'm in. Let's talk about it. Chet, your competitor is not here. What do you think of this matchup? Are you still scared?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think the only
Yeah,
thing
100%.
for Scott is if a lot of these questionables, decide to take a week off and rest them for the playoffs. You got a lot of playoff-bound teams, They might need to save these guys for later. Like Josh Allen, you don't want to risk a foot injury there.
Oh,
George Kittle, he's glass also. I know from experience. And what would the Bucks be without playoff Lenny? If there's no playoff Lenny be in the playoffs?
That's a good question. Did he even practice today? Oh, he did not. Oh, negative. Wow. And neither did James Conner.
Yeah, it's good the week with Hopkins already going out, so that's a plus. Maybe the rest of the dominoes will start to fall.
It's possible, man. This could be your week.
This could be my. I feel like I got a pretty ragtag bunch, that started coming up the last seconds. Like Higgins sucked, Renfro, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Waddle,
Yeah.
fired. Johnson, he's been the only reliable source on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a wild ride. Wild ride.
Do you have any fares that you traded Kittle and he comes back to beat you and knock you out of the playoffs?
Ooh.
I haven't slept since last.
You just know it's right around the corner. That revenge game's coming.
True. But in all honesty, I probably wouldn't have made it this far if I didn't have Josh Jacobs because, there's streaming 2 running backs every week was only getting me so far.
True. You had to do what you had to do.
Had to make moves.
Uh,
If only he would have been on. But he didn't. He held strong.
He held strong, man. And what's going on with Barkley? Is he practicing? No, he's not practicing.
He never practices.
Oh. That team's a mess right now too, with Daniel Jones in a coma or whatever, wherever he's at.
Yeah, good old Mike Glennon.
Yeah, Mike Lennon. That's just going to be more handoffs for Barkley. If
Good
he
stuff.
plays.
I'm surprised if he held out. Running backs did not treat me well this year. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not even. And I think you played more wide receivers in your flex spots all season than you did any running backs.
I don't think I've ever even had 3 running backs on my roster at any point.
Yeah, you had a small week where you did have Barkley and CMC back, and
Yeah, and then
It was
both
1
of
week.
them put up 10 points between both of them.
yeah, so exciting.
Not
What-
exactly how I put that out at the draft.
Your 1 and 2 draft picks.
Yes. Yeah, that was rough to watch, but I think with all the Q tags, you have a good chance here.
That's what I'm saying. Stars might be aligned.
Yeah, I think all of them didn't practice.
This whole team, you can take a day off.
Yeah,
On the call. That's not
Yeah.
correct.
Just don't go to practice, guys. No, it's okay. You don't need it. Just sit out this week. It's fine. Yeah, I think with all the Q tags, and by now it's Wednesday, we're kind of getting an understanding. I think you have a chance at this one, man. I think I'm gonna choose Chet,
Ooh.
and it's mainly just because of the Q tags.
Bold man. You're bold.
Going bold.
I have to myself, but I'm not going to pick Eric to win. But if he does win, I wouldn't be surprised if Eric wins it all. So he'd be a formidable opponent to lose it to. You got a
Agreed.
good team when they're healthy.
I'm curious to see. I know it happened 3 times, and 2 of the over 200 point scorers are on this call. 3 of them would have been. But
Yes.
what did we all do the week after we scored over 200?
I was thinking that as soon as we saw the graph, but I didn't know if we had that kind of data.
One of them is incomplete, as obviously it happened last week.
Right. Well, what about the other
Louis-
2?
When you put up your 219.74, you followed that up with a whopping 117.08. When it gets worse. When I put up my 204.94, I followed that up with a 90.34.
So,
The trend is there.
Chet,
Based off trends.
I'm a good trend guy.
Just do it, Louis. Just do it.
oh yeah, simply because of it's not a pattern yet, because that's happened 3 times for it to be a pattern. However, given the trend, I am also picking Chet.
Wow.
He's also here, and Eric is not.
I am.
Dale, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, I like that Chet has 2 playing on Saturday. I think that gives his team that little momentum and that scare tactic. into maybe some Sunday tinkering by Eric where he bumps someone down. Looking at your roster, though, Chet, I see Malcolm Brown's technically on the IR. He's practicing this week. But is there a scenario where you are dropping him or anyone on your bench to go claim what little sits on the waiver wires right now to potentially have that second defense or a second kicker to position yourself maybe a little better if you see,
I have to.
it's going to be 30 degrees with 25-mile-per-hour winds and snow in Chicago and a different kicker. You know what I mean?
It's possible, I suppose, but Greg Joseph's been solid all year round, so got to put it.
He has been. I like Chet only because Stafford's at home against Seattle, and he should tear him up.
Yeah, Stafford's hot.
It's so hot right now.
So hot. Oh my God, so hot.
And kind of good for Gesicki. Oh, I'm not starting Gesicki. Waddle, though, against the Jets if they have no running backs. That's a plus.
Oh, yeah. He's ran a few of them, too, himself, too. So,
he has.
Yeah, I think that bodes well for you. I think the stars align this week, man. It just makes sense. Half his team isn't even at practice most of the week, so you should be good. But this season has shown us anything's possible. We'll see what happens.
It's in a 2-quarterback league because that Kirk Cousins matchup against the Bears is very tempting to play over Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never.
It's tempting. But it's also like prime time.
In fact, I might just Greg Joseph and Minnesota defense just because Minnesota has let me down whenever it counts in the clutch.
Yep. Hey, listen, whatever the case, you guys started off 9-10. You guys had 0 wins the first 3, maybe even 4 weeks. Congratulations for making it here, man. You did it.
Yeah. At one point, I don't remember when I started pulling stats, but Chet, Eric, Matt, and myself were the bottom 4 in that order in the standings. And 3 out of the 4 of us have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Go.
Hell yeah.
At one point, Rannicky was 1, Josh was 2, and Lyjack was 3. So very different times back when.
How the turntables turn.
What's that?
Said how the turntables turn.
Oh, they keep turning. And we're going to keep turning over to the next matchup here, guys.
Yeah.
The aptly named Best of the Scots versus Gayoffs.
Gayoffs.
Love it. With that, I'll pull up our tail of the tape, Louie, and see how this looks.
See this ugliness. Look at those
So,
peaks.
Slightly higher points per game. Not much, but definitely some big peaks early in the season. Both kind of fell off week 9, week 8.
Yeah.
You really have trended up since then. I had one big dip week 12, but have been on the uptrend as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been very up and down season for us, less consistency.
We've been like crawling.
Yeah. And then optimal points, it's even a tighter gap.
Wow.
You're talking 3 points apart. But that's what happens when you leave after this week 300 points on the bench.
I would have scored. Is that a 250?
Yeah, you would have broke 250 week 5.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How is it possible?
Well, I had
know.
10 points from my wide receivers that started, so I'm guessing that's why.
That's most of the points where I think there was like maybe one other player that week, but I remember I was like pulling bench points that morning, and I was like, I can just put a 0 for Louie, and I like just double checked, and I was like, holy shit, there's like 35, 40 points on the bench.
What could have been?
Hey,
Yeah.
It's a record. I made the record.
You still have it, too, for the time being. So nicely done.
Yeah. Last 4 weeks, our trends are not as nice as them. We're combined 3-5, and I'm on a 3-game losing streak, even though my points are going up. So that's not a good trend. You're wishy-washy, win-loss. So you're kind of due for a win. Optimal point-wise, you'd still have your 2 wins. They'd just be different weeks.
Mhm.
And I would have beat Matt last week with optimal points, but that's about it. You can see my points per game have dropped significantly, about 20 points below my average, where you
Yeah.
stayed right around your average. So it doesn't bode well for me on the trends, but at this point, I don't think there's anyone that's in the playoffs that have lost more than 3 consecutive games.
Yeah, I think I lost
Oh.
3 games. I think that was my biggest streak there.
Yeah, I think 3 is the streak. Josh, you have it once.
Mm-hmm.
Louis, you've never done it. Chet did it to start the season, 0-3. And since then, he's been 8-3. Eric actually started 4 losses.
Oh, that's right. He did have
So
4.
He's the exception.
Yeah.
So
The
he's the one
outlier.
exception. Robbie doesn't have any, and neither does. Yeah, Josh, you have your 1, so that's it. So
It.
I could tie Eric this week for longest lose streak from a playoff team. Ranicky actually has that record right now with 5 and losing 8 of the last 9.
Oh, God. Oh, man. I don't know if that's foreshadowing to the max or not, but damn, that sucks. All right. So you seem a little shaky right now about your matchup here, Dale.
I'm really shaky. Streaming quarterbacks has been the worst decision this season.
I think you got the best guy.
Yeah.
do it
Yeah,
with,
but
though.
Tampa's D is so good. I just don't. That might be like a late decision Sunday morning to swap that, if I remember. We've got a lot of questionable tags at the running back position. I playing a tight end in the flex because Scary Terry's questionable. Taylor may not play. His quarterback, Heineken. So I don't really have an option. I did pick up Tony today because he could be a nice 15th round keeper next year because he went undrafted.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I'm already thinking towards next year. I'm just happy I don't have to pay $200 for a flight home and sit in a crate.
Looking at the positives. I like it. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of Q tags there. I mean, Louis, you got a couple of Q tags too.
Yeah.
Are you?
The only one I don't even know what the news is on Thielen because his last update was December 8th. So who the fuck knows?
I thought he was a couple games.
What was that?
I thought he was supposed to miss a couple games.
No.
I think that's what the murmurs were at the beginning, but I don't.
I honestly don't know. But hopefully, if Moore is a go, he would fill in for that. Eckler, I'm slightly worried about. Just because he's been my guy all year, but he'll find a way to play, I think. So I'm not.
That
too worried.
Thursday night hurts him a lot. I think if it's a Sunday or Monday night game, he obviously plays, but Thursday night on that short week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be keeping my phone close to my person, just in case the
all
news
day
drops.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got CEH. He's been doing okay.
Yeah.
Monty's been steady. Zeke has been steady.
He's been garbage the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Steadily declining. The only reason he had 8 points last week was because what's his name? Pollard was out, but then Clement came in.
Yeah, and then Clement came in. Yeah, that was
like, who
weird.
the fuck is this guy? God damn it.
Chet remembers.
Luke, you should have traded me Zeke like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I know.
it wasn't even for Jefferson. I don't think. I think it was like literally. I think I offered you. It was either it was either him or Scary Terry.
What's crazy is I was more willing to give up Eckler than I was Zeke.
You were.
Yeah,
So crazy.
that is crazy. I mean, you also have the chance to have Michael Carter back, but I don't know if he plays. He could be a fill-in, but
I already have 4 running backs in my lineup. Like I don't.
yeah, not a lot of people get to do that this season, Lou. You've
This year, you should have talked more.
Yeah,
And still have
if Carter's
running
back, then I'd have 2 starting running backs on my bench.
Yeah.
yeah. Jerk. Yeah, it's about right. So yeah, we got the Brady versus Hill matchup Sunday night as of right now. I mean, Devontae Adams and Jefferson. Like, here's the thing, Dale. You got strong ass receivers all the way down.
That's what I'm
Jamar
so
Chase.
fearful of. It's like I think they're all due for just like a 30-point game apiece, and that's like 120 points right there.
It's possible.
And that's scary.
It's possible.
Yeah. And Scary Terry may make his way onto the starting lineup pending all the injury reports there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you need to go back to tight end set.
The 3 tight ends
again?
Oh yeah.
I mean, last week was my highest
pick up
points
one.
in the last 4 weeks, so it might be a good play.
It's worth a shot. Oh wait, no, don't do that. Chet, you're the outsider here for this matchup. You want to take your pick first.
I'm gonna have to go. I like Scott's receivers, obviously,
Yes.
but Louis' running backs are way better, who are more steady with the ball touches there. But in half PPR and some high scoring offenses, easier for the receivers to rack up some points. So, I guess it depends if James Robinson plays or not, because who do you even have to plug in?
I have Swift. I have
But is he-
Williams.
Trending towards playing.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
He's trending towards playing.
Quite the pick.
Yeah, I texted Matt earlier. He messed up my backup plan of who I was going to go grab.
But you can't even play because he's on Thursday.
Who, Deontay Johnson?
No, Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Kansas City.
Oh, Williams.
So I'm in trouble with him. I basically should just drop him and let Louis pick up his handcuff.
Aw.
Aw.
Someone would outbid me.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Chet or Ranicky at this point, so you're good.
Yeah.
I didn't think Ranicky would blow his whole load on Seattle's running back. I had everyone else covered. I figured I don't think I've ever seen him on this besides the one time he ate the chip. I figured he was just checked out with plays performing because I could have beat him in the Fabs, but I was like, oh, he won't make a bid.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Bloosh.
The whole load. Yeah, I just laughed because he doesn't even need him this week. He has a bye week in the Sacco, so an injury could happen. Yeah, it could easily happen.
I am trying to talk Matt into dropping one of his quarterbacks, and I'll drop two of my tight ends.
Oh,
so he gets a tight end for the Sacco, and I get a quarterback for this week.
Yeah, if you guys get to pick him up.
Well, I would for sure get the quarterback because I'd blow the $30 fab at that point as I had the most.
Yeah, Matt.
I have a pretty good quarterback. I'm sitting on my bench. We get first time live on air collusion.
So, Kamish, you're listening to these videos, right? Oh, God. All right.
I'm picking Louis. He's got better running backs, and I feel like he's got more options to plug in with the questionable tags.
Okay. We'll go to you.
Big differentiator, too.
What is?
Quarterback.
Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah. Tom Brady.
Number one.
The guy who keeps putting up like 30 points a week. It doesn't make any sense to me, but
I had him last year. He didn't do shit. So
yeah, right.
I had a good feeling.
And you have Thielen on your team too. Okay, now that was bad. Guys, Dale, Let's hear it from you first.
Yeah, if James Robinson plays and Urban uses him, I feel really good that I'll get 20-plus points against that Texans defense. If not, Louis, congrats. I think you'll go beat Heiser because his team is also trending really down. Our side of the bracket's pretty weak.
I think I play. I would play. We would. The winner of our matchup plays Josh. I thought.
I don't know. Is it the? Okay, I was wondering this. Is it the lowest seed still plays the highest seed? So like, if Dale, if you win, would you play Robbie? But if Louis wins, he plays me. How does that work?
You're right. Yeah, we play. Whoever wins us plays against Josh. That's right.
Okay. Clearly, I've not been in the playoffs enough to know how this works.
Yeah. Never been in this situation. Well, I have been, but when I've won, I haven't been in this play-in first weekend situation. It's always been a bye.
It's always been a bye.
Oh.
Yes. Right, Lou, who you got this week?
I've stayed true to my team all year. I think I'm going to continue staying true. I'm picking Dale. No, I'm kidding. I'm picking
Staying true. Oh, man. The 2 times I faced off against you this year, Lou, you showed how scary your team could be. I'm going to stick with you. You're a worthy adversary whose team could slap you in the face, including their bench, apparently, could slap everybody in the face. It's
Slap.
possible.
Punch in the face.
Shit, that'll do it, guys. Any last words before going into your playoff games?
Best of luck.
Good luck for everyone going in the cage.
Yeah, to those guys.
There's some guys sweating right now.
Oh, yeah, $43 worth of Fab Sweat.
Man, could Matt be in the cage 2 times in 3 years?
It would be a record. Oh, hey,
I still
we
got
got
it.
another special appearance
Look
here.
at that. That was motivation for the whole season.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to worry you again.
I think it's going to be a lie, Jack. Can I make my predictions on what happens down there?
Yeah, let's
Go
do
for
it. Too soon to call.
I think it's going to be lie, Jack. The 2 Scots fighting for the cage.
It's,
Let's see.
Oh, it would match up that way. Yes.
it would match up that way. I don't think you're going to be wrong either.
Matt's just been his own worst enemy this year with all of his bench points.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can 97% say that Ranicky will lose this next week.
Yes.
Yes.
Unless Derrick Henry comes back.
I've been reading January, which is just a little too late to help him.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, guys, best of luck. Thanks for joining us once again.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You did it.
Congrats.
You
This
made
is
it.
the last time on the show. Thanks for all you do this season. Great. Enjoy waking up and watching this every Thursday morning. It's the bump in the week I need.
That's exactly right.
That's
Can't
it.
imagine.
Hey,
I appreciate that,
Can't be
guys.
much of hanging around for this.
well, we thank you guys. We've had this year more than others. It's been really hard to get people on the show, so thanks for always making the time.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Truly.
Thanks, guys. And best of luck out there. And as always,
Go Sports.
go sports.
Go, sports.
Later.
Have a good night, guys.
Who's that, guys?
And that'll do it. That is
That'll
it.
do it.
That'll do it. We got a quick recap of the season. And then we got the little bit of the taste of the playoffs with you guys here. Louis, are you ready?
I'm ready to fucking rock and roll, you know?
Let's rock and roll, man.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's the playoffs. This is a complete 180 from last year for me and you.
I know. I'm
Let's
so
go.
happy. I'm
I
so
know.
happy.
Lou, I always love doing this. Guys, for those who still watch, thanks for still watching. I know this
Thank
episode is going to be a little bit longer than most, but hey, we have fun. That's what we're
Gayoffs.
Gayoffs! Best of luck to everybody, and Blue, as always.
As always, go sports!